Holy mackerel. Oh yeah. How long's that been in there? Way better than what it was. Here we go. Probably gonna be a little bit stuck to the floor. I'm sure it's never been removed from the car. Too bad. Not too bad at all. So this was the build sheet. Yeah, that's toast. Just a wire just chilling here. I wonder what that's for. It's been there, I think, its whole life. And we will get this all cleaned out. Any scaling knocked down and Kara-sealed. If I don't feel anything or see any signs of rust behind the sound deadening, I am going to leave it. All in all, not too bad. Don't know what's under that sound deadening, but it's certainly not like that. That rust there is probably from the water getting in and just hanging out there. The worst part I've seen that I can see is this right in here. So that spot right there it's pretty bad. What caused that is the question. Was it, let's see, whatever we have behind there is gonna be, it's gonna be bad. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Clean driver's side. Except for that part. Alright, let's see what's going on in that corner. Oof. This, man, that's pretty bad. There goes. Holy mackerel. Oh, shit. Yeah. Man. Wowzers. Heater core, maybe? Oh, it's no bueno. That is no bueno. All right, let's just clean up what's here. Chalk that up as another area that needs to be patched. Wow, I mean, this to me, why would this be in? This looks like hood insulation. Oh, wait a minute. I think I see a giant chunk here in the fender. I sure do. Wow. All right, how about the old claw action? Oh yeah. Look at that. Wow. That's incredible. How long has that been in there? Look at that. Now we can get her clean in there. That is something. All right, let's see what we can do with this carpet. Look at that OxyClean go. It's better already. Do a little unboxing of the Dirt Devil FD3000. All right, let's go get this filled up. That's some nasty, nasty shit right there. Up. Don't see a line up top there. Wow. So here's the carpet next day. Dried a little bit overnight, but I'm going to leave it out in the sun. And you can see the difference between the left side and the right side. And we'll tackle the right side today, but it really did a good job. And let's just see the difference there. So we're 3/4 of the way done. Just have to do the front part. All right, let's take a step back and we'll let it dry. There we have it. Hot damn. Okay, onto the rear seats. Look at that. I think it goes the other way, but you get the idea. Clean. There are a couple little spots that we're being a little stubborn, but look at the difference. Look at the difference. Nothing like a little elbow grease and a dirt devil. Nice sunny day for everything to dry, although that extractor does a pretty good job of getting most of the moisture out. Carpets, or excuse me, floor mats are underneath there. They look pretty good. Carpet is a world of a difference, but you know, you're still gonna have these stains. It's underneath the seat. Never gonna see that. Way better than what it was. Oh, before we can start with these seats, yeah, I'll probably have to rip these apart too. The tracks are pretty crusty. And I'm just realizing that this lever is completely jammed. You can see it's very rusty in there. So I think what we'll do is get these as far apart as we can. And all this stuff is gonna have to be addressed. So that's next on the docket. Alright, hardest one to do, I think, just because the material is looser and it's just awkward. So like I said, this was tough. The front seats are tough. Those bolsters, the fabric's like real loose, so it's hard to really get a good clean sweep on the extractor. But they're no doubt cleaner, way cleaner than they were. Here's our front, or back I should say. Still got that other guy to do over there, but I think I might be calling it a wrap for tonight. Cleaned all but the passenger seat. Even had time to paint my panels for my Nova. But yeah, everything came out super good. The front seat was definitely the hardest to do. I did have to take the seat back off the bottom, not only because the hinge is pretty seized up, but just to make it easier to work with. It would have really been kind of a nightmare otherwise, and it was a pain in the ass even then. Also, I just sprayed over the Caraseal in the on the floor pan and in the spare tire well, just to get that sort of sealed. And of course we still have those rust issues we need to deal with. So we just went in here and dusted some BHT over all the areas that we Carasealed, which was both rear floor pans, that hole there and that hole there, and then some of the brackets in various places, and then also back here in the spare tire well, and just I think in that corner, and even shot a little bit in these wells as well, anywhere that I remembered putting that Caraseal. So looking good, definitely a lot of progress, but still a lot of work to go. So with that said, that's going to call it a wrap for this video. This is probably going to be like 3 parts, just because this is 2 full days of working on this thing, and like I said, still got a lot more to do. I think probably this week, so I'm heading back to work tomorrow. What I'll do is I will try to get all the hardware together, anything that I need to use that Vapo rust on, anything that's rusty, I have to let them soak, and then also get my screws together, get everything organized so I know where everything goes. I'm sure I'm gonna have to resort back to these videos because I'm not gonna remember everything. But I gotta keep going, because the longer it goes until I get back to it, the harder it is to get everything back together. I think with that said, that's pretty much it. Thanks for hanging in there, and we're getting there. We'll see you on the next video. This is the rest of the rug and all the seats. Holy mackerel. Let's do this without spilling. Wow.